All right, people, I'm back. So I'm going to do a new list. Hold up. I gotta find. Okay, bitch. All right, let me find my list and start it. All right, people, let's go. How you do this slideshow? Okay, there you go. All right, people, let's go. Let's load this list. 15 lists of greatest wrestling content. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Best wrestling list ever. The John Cena Goat Award. Wrestlers can be dead or alive, work for any promotion, and they must be world champion. And each has to make an impact. Yes, John Cena is the GOAT, but this war surpasses Cena. Number 5, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Number 4, The Rock. Number 3, Roman. Number 2, Taker. And the best wrestler ever is Kurt Angle. The baddest being Hive. This is the best women's wrestler of all time. So, no matter what, this is a different type of list. But hey, whatever. I'm a little sleepy, people. That's why I'm a little bit dry. But yeah, let's go. Number 5 is Mae Young. Mae Young is simply one of the GOATs simply because she was badass. She could take bumps, she could take an ass whooping, and she was tough as nails. Number 4 is Trish Stratus. Every dude in the world loved Trish. Gay, straight, who gives a shit? Everybody had a crush on Trish. Bianca Belair was one of the first African American wrestlers of a new era that paved the way for a lot of great talent. She was very athletic, she was very gifted, she was good on the mic, and she can back it up. Oh crap, the list went okay. The list went, oh my lord, the list went fast. Number 2 is AJ Lee. AJ was also good on the mic, and she can also back it up in the ring. And I like her better than her husband. Number 1, of course, is Toni Storm because she has that Marilyn Monroe type aesthetic to her. And Toni Storm really wasn't really used good in WWE, except in WWE NXT UK. Then when she went to NXT, she was decent. Then when she went to the Raw and SmackDown, she was decent. But when she came to AEW and made that timeless Toni Storm gimmick, I really consider her the greatest women's wrestler of all time based upon her character work, her character development, and just evolving. The best women's factions ever. These are the rules. The Divas of Doom was a really good tag team that many people probably never heard of. Many people probably did heard of, but two talented women, two badass. And I feel like if they were in their prime in the current state of WWE, they'll be a dominant team. Number 4, I have to give it to the Bellas. The Bella Twins are a really good tag team, and they did pave the way a little bit for women's wrestling. I remember when the Bellas debuted on SmackDown, I think, and they did that twin magic shit. How one of them was in the ring getting their ass whooped, and then they swap over. It was dope, but I like the Bellas. The Bellas was pretty good, but I'm a fan of Nikki Moore. Number 3 is the Beautiful People. Velvet Sky, Angelina Love, love it. Love these 3. These was the quote unquote mean girls. Like, uh, the theme song was awesome. Their gimmick was awesome. They were awesome. Velvet Sky, Angelina Love, and Madison Rain. I'm sorry I forgot those 3 names. But out of all 3, I always like Velvet Sky because Velvet Sky was the one that was usually overlooked in the Beautiful People. Number two is Lay Cool. I was gonna put Michelle on my top women's list, but I don't know why. But as a faction, I mean as a team, I love Lay Cool. I love Lay Cool. They were awesome. I remember when the titles was split up and they merged. It was dope. That was the Mean Girls. They were kind of copying the Beautiful People, but I don't know. And then I remember when the Beautiful People found out about Lay Cool, they used to have like TNA and WWE used to have one up jabs against each other about the gimmicks and stuff. But at the end of the day, they copied the Mean Girls gimmick from the Mean Girls movie with Lindsay Lohan. Number one may not be a faction, but these women has paved the way professional wrestling, especially with women. But out of all four of the Horsemen, I really like Bailey because Bailey doesn't have an ego like the other women. So kudos to you, Bailey, and kudos to you, other women. But Bailey is just something about her that I feel like she genuinely cares about the fans. I don't think Charlotte cares about the fans. I don't even think Mercedes cares about the fans. Now I do think Becky do, but at the end of the day, Becky to me is tiring. And her and Charlotte both have an ego. And now this is the best tag team ever. These are the greatest tag teams of all time, of all eras. Number five, Road Warriors. Can't go wrong with the Road Warriors, bro. Number four is Edge and Christian. The TLC match in 2000 was awesome with Edge and Christian, the Hardys versus the Dudleys. Like you can't mimic that. You can't mimic the moments. You can't mimic Edge and Christian because they were both great. Even when they were with the Brood, they were pretty dope. Even when they was Edge and Christian, flash photography, just every gimmick these guys do together is awesome. This is one of my favorite TNA tag teams of all time that many people don't talk about. But Beer Money is a really good tag team, and I really wish that many people can, you know, stop sleeping on their name. I wish they had one more run, but who knows? Who knows what may happen? One night only. Let's have Beer Money back. Oh, crap! Here we go again. Number two is the Hardys. It's nothing can be said. It's the Hardys. Number one, of course, with my fast fingers clicking, is the Usos. The Usos has faced every single great tag team in the world and has beat them. And the reason why I put Tamina on the picture is I remember when the Usos debuted on Monday Night Raw. And when they debuted, Tamina came with them and everything. And I remember when they first won their titles and everything. But yeah, I love the Usos. These are the best natural wrestlers of all time. Now I'm gonna say something about this list. My number one is gonna piss people off, so be ready. Number five is the Hart family. The Hart family, the Hart Foundation. This is one of the best families in professional wrestling history because this had the best wrestling school ever. No other wrestling school in the world can mimic the Hart family, how they were trained, not even the Von Erichs. And this is why they are the best natural wrestlers ever. Every single one. Number four, Shelton Benjamin or Benjamin Shelton, like Hulk Hogan say. Shelton Benjamin debuted with Brock Lesnar. Shelton Benjamin is that guy. He's a legitimate badass. He's a natural wrestler. He's an NCAA division champion. You can't fuck with Shelton Benjamin. But being a man of color, wrestling kind of don't like that. Number three is Brock. I put Brock on number three due to the fact that he buried a lot of black talent. But Brock was just that guy where he was badass. He can whoop your ass in real life. He can whoop your ass in the UFC. He can whoop your ass in professional wrestling. He could probably even whoop your ass in boxing. He just was that guy. Number two is Kurt Angle. 1996, he won an Olympic gold medal with a broken freaking neck, and he's just him. I just really wish Kurt Angle was back and was in his prime because oh my god, like okay. Number one is the Steiner family. The reason why I put the Steiner family in number one is because yes, Scott has had sloppy matches before, but when you think of athletic athletically built men, people that was dope. Back in the day, watching the Steiners, like by old clips and stuff, the Steiners was very athletic. They were badass at everything. Even Braun Burker is good. Even Scott Steiner's son is good. Like everybody in the Steiner family is just naturally gifted in wrestling. These are really good wrestlers. These guys are the futures of wrestling. So these are future wrestlers of all promotions. Number five is just the young OG Javon Evans. He's good in the ring and he's good on the mic and he's super talented. And I feel like after a while, he's gonna be that guy. Number four is Ricky Saints. Ricky deserves to be top guy. And I'm really pissed that WrestleMania is not in New Orleans next year because I feel like WWE was going to build him up to be a star and build him up to main event WrestleMania next year. That's just me. MJF. MJF is the future of professional wrestling. MJF can kill it in any promotion. Actually, any promotion MJF has been in, he's just been just that guy. He's that likable heel. He's going to be a household name. Number two, Trick Williams. Like, I don't see Trick Williams as Carmelo Hayes' sidekick. I see Trick Williams as the guy that made Carmelo Hayes a star. Because I was a fan of Trick Williams more than Carmelo Hayes. Obafemi. I don't think this guy has been in the business that long, but the few years that he has had, he's become great. Okay, sorry about that. I clicked fast again. Wish upon a star. These are wrestlers who are young, old, and I feel like they should be champions. But these guys are not booked correctly, or is it just their time yet? So let's go. Of course, y'all seen Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu is a badass, and I really feel like he could be like Batista or Brock or Bobby Lashley, those dominant badass dudes that can actually wrestle, that can actually fight, that's actually good, and that can actually whoop your ass. And I feel like Jacob Fatu is a future world champ. Because when that man get on the mic and talk, oh boy, it's over with. Jimmy Uso. I put Jimmy Uso on my list simply because I was a fan of Jimmy Uso. I always felt like when I saw Jimmy Uso going to a lot of wrestling events, Jimmy Uso has that star power where he can beat that guy. But I feel like Jimmy Uso needs a serious gimmick, similar to this guy. Oh, sorry, not this. He's not on. I'm gonna show you who I'm talking about. LA Knight is another guy that needs to be world champion. I don't have to say much about LA Knight. We all know LA Knight need to be world champion. Okay, it's just similar to this guy right here. This is what I was trying to retract to. Jimmy Uso and Montez Ford have that aura, but yet they gotta be serious. Now, Jimmy gotta prove himself because his cousin got the title, his brother got the title, his dad was even a champion, like an intercontinental champion. Tamina even held the tag team championship and was a star. Make a long story short, out of everybody in the family, I feel like Jimmy Uso needs to have that serious gimmick. Same thing with Montez Ford. But if Montez Ford ditch Angelo Dawkins, I promise you he will be goaded. Because speaking to a lot of people older than me, people older than me used to say, and I remember these days where people older than me used to say, yeah, back in the day, Shawn Michaels was the GOAT. But when he was with the Rockers, they really wasn't a good tag team because he ditched Marty Jannetty. Now, we can't say that about the Street Profits, but I feel like if Montez Ford goes a similar route with Shawn Michaels and ditches Marty Jannetty, Mark Montez Ford to be a pretty good superstar. Because a lot of people say Montez Ford is a really good star. Number one, Ron the Truth Killings. This guy needs a championship, and I've been saying this on my podcast and on my YouTube channel for a while before he was released that he needs to be world champion. This guy was a former NWA champion. I've had multiple videos talking about this guy needing to be world champion. He's talented in the ring. He's loved and everything. Just uh, just make this guy a champion, even if it's temporarily make him a champ. Faction warfare. No matter what promotion you in, I don't care. These factions has each made an impact. Number five, I put the bloodline in number five simply because I'm tired of the bloodline. But overall, the bloodline was a dominant faction. Roman Reigns has the longest tenured current championship reign of all time in the current era of professional wrestling. And the bloodline was just the goats back in the day. Number four is D Generation X. Every kid I know got in trouble in school for saying suck it, including me. These were the guys that were pop culture, and still to this day is pop culture. The NW Wolfpack. I put the NWO Wolfpack simply because I don't like Hulk Hogan. But before that, I was always a fan of the red and black NWO, especially the red face theme. So I really did like the Wolfpack, and Wolfpack had a really dope ass theme. I like the NW Wolfpack better than the NWO. Number two is the main event Mafia. Just, bro, I remember when they debuted on Spike TV, and I was excited. I was like, oh wow, these are all the badass wrestlers of WCW, WWE, ECW. Like these guys were the best of the promotions, and these guys was talented, and they didn't have their talent pushed at all. So once they all made a faction and everything, and announced themselves, and had a little meeting in a room, and then Booker T was doing a little commentary for himself, whooping somebody's ass. It was dope. I loved the main event Mafia. I loved Kurt Angle, Booker T, Samoa Joe, Scott Steiner. I loved everybody. Number one, it's the Shield. Like you can't fuck with the Shield. Like that's the best faction ever. I call this the what if list. How did I say? How should I say this? This list shows five wrestlers in different areas who could have been stars but couldn't be due to life, ego, discrimination, and bad creative. And I'm gonna say this: John Cena, Triple H, Vince McMahon, and many others has ruined a lot of these wrestlers' careers. Some of these guys just ruined their own careers. So let's go. Mr. Kennedy was that guy, and I feel like Mr. Kennedy was gonna be a star. I remember my oldest sibling saying something about this guy's gonna be a star if he's not even a wrestling fan. A lot of people that I meet, a lot of people I know that watch wrestling or see me watch it say, "Hey man, that guy on the mic is a really good superstar." Like Mr. Kennedy had his own mic. He was good in the ring, and he was Eddie Guerrero's last opponent before Eddie died. But I think it was Randy Orton and John Cena that didn't like Mr. Kennedy, and then they said Kennedy had a bad attitude, this, that, and the fourth. And Kennedy was removed from the WWE. That's the politics shit I hate. Karma. I feel like Karma would have been great in WWE, especially with her attacking all the blind women. But due to pregnancy, she couldn't return to like what I can't say couldn't return, but she had a baby, she had a kid, so she had to retire in the WWE. Then years later, she debuted back in TNA. Then after she left TNA, I think she debuted in AEW. Anyways, I really feel like she would have been what Nia Jax is today. I really feel like she would have been better than Nia Jax and better than a whole bunch of these women wrestlers. Because Karma versus Charlotte would have fed families. Karma versus Nia would have fed families. Karma versus Jade Cargill would have fed families. Who knows? We could still get those bangers. Wardlow. Where is he? This guy could be a star. Let him grow his hair back. Let him work out and bring him back. This is another wrestler John Cena ruined. I was a fan of A-Rod. I was a fan of Alex Riley when he was in NXT and Miz was his coach. I was a fan of Alex Riley when he ditched the Miz. And I know the Miz was pissed when Alex Riley was released or jealous, whatever. But at the end of the day, John Cena kind of ruined his man career. Backstage politics again. Number one, Ahmed Johnson. Many of you young niggas and people don't know who Ahmed Johnson is, but Ahmed Johnson was one of the GOATs. He could have been a really good superstar. He did get in trouble, but people back in the day didn't like Ahmed Johnson, like the Triple H's, the Rocks, all Shawn Michaels, Vince McMahon, Shane O'Mac. They didn't like him. And I really wish that in an alternate timeline, Ahmed Johnson could be a world champion and a really good superstar. High flyers and daredevils. There's not even no need to explain this list. I put Ray at number five because Ray has done a lot. Ray has paved the way for a lot of luchadors. Ray is the best luchador ever. Number four, Pentagon Jr. Just like Rey Mysterio, Pentagon Jr. has paved the way for a lot of people. But I feel like his WWE run is going to be his best run in professional wrestling history. But my best run of Penta is going to always be Lucha Underground because I fucked with him in Lucha Underground. His AEW run was meh. Darby Allin. This dude put his body through so much shit. This is one of the best daredevils ever in professional wrestling history. Number two, Jeff Hardy. Now, Jeff Hardy is the best daredevil, the best high flyer, and the most extreme wrestler in professional wrestling history. And when he was world champion, oh boy, when he won the World Heavyweight Championship and lost against CM Punk, I was pissed. I was pissed. When he won his championship, the first WWE title, I was excited. I was excited when Jeff won that. I think he won in the championship scramble. Then he won TNA championship, but then he had that incident at Victory Road and it ruined his career at TNA. But then Jeff has got better. Shane O'Mac. I feel like Shane O'Mac is the most extreme, the most charismatic. He's just the best ever. He is the best in the world because he has did extreme things such as surviving a fucking helicopter crash by jumping out to several botches in professional wrestling where he just said, fuck it, I'll do it again. And I commend Shane O'Mac for that. And Coast to Coast with the trash can is just the best moment ever. Shane O'Mac has his testicles fucking shocked by Kane. Shane O'Mac has been through a lot of deep shit in his career. The best villains. Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom is a guy we all hate, but we love him. Christian Cage. He's a pretty good heel, and he's a good dad. Edge is just the Rated R Superstar era was awesome when Edge cashed in the Money in the Bank Championship at New Year's Revolution. When that cage was raised, I liked Edge because I wasn't a Cena fan. But then after a while, Edge was doing like crazy shit to Randy Orton and everything. And I remember when ECW One Night Stand came and Edge had that motorcycle hat and that black jacket and speared John Cena. Greatest moment ever. And it's a big heel moment because think about it. You just gave somebody from a different promotion the championship. Number two is MJF. Like this guy can back it up in a ring, and every promotion he was in, he was just goaded. This is the best villain ever because in real life he was actually a villain. You've seen the signs with the racism, sexism, discrimination. You've seen it. Vince is actually an evil person. I call this a Paul Heyman Award because this is the best wrestlers ever that can back it up on the mic. Just like Paul Heyman. Everything Paul Heyman said on the mic was always true. If he said Brock Lesnar was going to defend the title and dominate, he did it. If he said Roman Reigns was going to retain that title, he did it. If he said that ECW was the greatest wrestling promotion ever and the Attitude Era copied it, he believed it. Regardless, the Paul Heyman Award goes to these guys. Number 5, CM Punk. I'm not a CM Punk fan, but CM Punk is the best on the mic, especially with the pipe bomb. Chris Jericho, also good on the mic, also good in the ring, and this dude's been wrestling since the 80s. 80s, 90s, 2010s, 2020s. 40 years of wrestling, 40 years of being a goat on the mic. Nobody can touch him on that. Christian Gage again. John Cena. When it comes to being on the mic, you gotta always step your game up against John Cena. Because 99.9% of the times, John Cena go roast your ass on a mic and he go call you out when you wrong. I notice I said the ECW Dudleys. The reason why I say the ECW Dudleys is simply because the ECW version of the Dudleys were saying stuff that people can't say. They talked about gay people, special needs people, fat people, black people. They ain't give a shit. And I feel like people genuinely hated them in ECW. And then they can back that shit up in the ring by whooping your ass and calling you out. And many people didn't really. These are the most hated wrestlers in the internet wrestling community. These aren't wrestlers that people hate by their character. These are wrestlers people hate, period. Number 5 is Sean Moxley. Moxley because people say he's a douchebag. Number 4 is Mercedes Moné because she's an egomaniac and a crybaby. Number 3 is Velveteen Dream because he's an asshole. Number 2 is Tessa Blanchard, and number 1 is Hulk Hogan. Both these two are racist. These are 5 wrestlers that the internet wrestling community hates, especially number 1 and 2. But nowadays, some people like these 5. I don't. But also, a lot of people in the wrestling community hate these guys. These are the best badass kick-ass gimmicks. These are the gimmicks that always stick. And due to these gimmicks and due to these superstars, these guys has all became world champions. Number 5 is Demon Finn Balor. Number 4 is Sting. Number 3 is Bray. Number 2 is Abyss. Number 1 is Taker. And last but not least, the best promotions. ECW, AEW, Lucha Underground, TNA, and WWE. Anyways, like, share, and subscribe to my channel.